Look, there's a table over here. Perfect. It looks so cozy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The All Speak, the podcast where we help you sound more natural, more confident, and more fluent in everyday English. I'm Eden.
And I'm Gabby, and oh my goodness, we are so excited about today's episode because we are talking about a topic that comes up all the time in real life, in movies, in TV shows, in conversations with friends.
We are talking about dating vocabulary, specifically words and phrases that native English speakers use when they talk about modern dating. And trust me, if you have ever watched a romantic comedy or scrolled through social media, you have definitely heard some of these words before.
Yes, and today we're going to break them all down for you. We're covering 3 big topics: ghosting, exclusive dating, and casual dating. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to use these words naturally in your own conversations.
All right, let's jump right in. So, Gabby, let's start with one of the most popular and honestly one of the most dramatic words in modern dating vocabulary. Let's talk about ghosting.
Oh, ghosting, yes. Okay, so if you've never heard this word before, let me paint you a picture. Imagine you meet someone, maybe at a party or on a dating app. You start texting each other every day. You go on a couple of dates. Things seem to be going really well.
You're excited, right?
You're totally excited. And then one day, they just stop responding. No text, no call, no explanation. They just disappear, like a ghost. They're there one day, and then, poof, they're gone.
Exactly. And that, listeners, is ghosting. When someone suddenly stops all communication with a person they were dating or talking to without any explanation. They don't say, "I'm not interested anymore." They don't say, "I think we should stop talking." They just vanish.
Right. And the word comes from the idea of a ghost, something that disappears and can't be seen anymore. So in English, we use ghost as a verb. You can say, "He ghosted me." That means he stopped talking to me without any explanation.
Yes, so let me give you a few example sentences so you can really hear how native speakers use this word. First, "I thought we had a great date, but then he ghosted me." Second, "She completely ghosted him after 3 months of dating." And third, "I hate ghosting. I think people deserve a proper explanation."
Oh, I love those examples, Eden. You can also use the noun form. You can say the ghosting or just ghosting by itself. For example, ghosting is really common in online dating. Or, "I can't believe the ghosting she experienced after dating him for so long."
And you can also say someone got ghosted. That's the passive form. Like, "She got ghosted after their 5th date." That means she was the one who was left without an explanation.
Perfect summary. All right, let's move on to our second big topic of the day. And this one is a little more serious, more meaningful. We're talking about exclusive dating.
Ooh, yes. Okay, so exclusive dating. Let's break down the word first. Exclusive means only one. It means you are not including anyone else. So exclusive dating means that 2 people have agreed to only date each other. They are not seen or going on dates with any other people.
Right. And this is a really important concept to understand because in modern dating, especially in Western culture, the stages of a relationship can be a little different from other cultures. In many places, when 2 people start dating, there's actually a period where both people might be going on dates with other people at the same time. It's not automatically exclusive.
Exactly. So at some point, if both people are really interested in each other and want to take things more seriously, they have what's called the talk or the DTR conversation. DTR stands for define the relationship. And this is a really common phrase that English speakers use.
Yes, DTR, DTR, define the relationship. This is the conversation where two people talk about what they actually are to each other. Are we just friends? Are we dating? Are we exclusive? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? This conversation clarifies everything.
And here's how you might hear it used in real conversation. Someone might say, I think it's time for us to DTR. Or, we had the DTR talk last night and now we're officially exclusive. Or, I'm nervous to bring up the DTR conversation, but I think we need to have it.
I love those examples. And the DTR conversation can feel nerve-wracking. That means it can feel scary or stressful because you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. You're saying, hey, I like you enough to want to make this official. What do you think?
Right. And after a successful DTR conversation, people often say things like, we made it official. That means they are now officially in a relationship. You'll also hear, we're official now, or we're exclusive. Those all mean the same thing. They've agreed to only date each other.
And there's another really cute phrase associated with this, taking it to the next level. This means moving from a more casual situation to something more committed and serious. Like, after 6 months of dating, they finally took it to the next level and became exclusive.
Ooh, I love that phrase, taking it to the next level. You can also hear stepping things up or getting serious, like things are getting serious between them. That implies they're moving toward exclusivity or a committed relationship.
Yes, and here's a related word you'll hear a lot, committed. A committed relationship means both people are fully dedicated to each other. They're not looking at other people, they're focused on building something together. So exclusive and committed often go hand in hand. Love it. Great breakdown, Eden. All right, everyone, we are moving on to our third topic now. And honestly, this one is so relevant to so many conversations you'll have with English speakers. We're talking about casual dating.
Okay, so first, let's understand the word casual. In general English, casual means relaxed, not serious, not formal. You might already know it from phrases like casual clothes or casual Friday at work. So casual dating means dating in a relaxed, not too serious way.
Right. So in casual dating, two people might go on dates, spend time together, maybe even be romantic, but they haven't made any commitment to each other. They're not exclusive. They might be dating other people at the same time. And importantly, there's no pressure or expectation for the relationship to become something more serious.
And one of the most common phrases you'll hear in this context is keeping it casual. This is when two people agree, usually without a big formal conversation, to not get too serious. Like, we've been going on dates, but we're just keeping it casual. Or, he told me he wants to keep things casual for now. Now, here's another super important phrase, on the same page. This one is used all the time, not just in dating, but in everyday English too. Being on the same page means two people have the same understanding or the same expectations about a situation.
Right. So in dating, you might hear, I just want to make sure we're on the same page about what this is. That means I want to make sure we both understand and agree on the nature of our relationship. It's a way of checking that both people have the same expectations. And now, here is the phrase that I think is the most emotionally interesting one in this category. And this is one our listeners are really going to want to know. Catching feelings.
Oh, yes, catching feelings. This one is so expressive. So, catching feelings means starting to develop romantic feelings for someone, often unexpectedly, and often when you didn't plan to or didn't want to. The word catching suggests that it happened to you, like catching a cold. You didn't choose to feel this way, it just happened.
I love that explanation. And this phrase is so common, especially in the context of casual dating, because sometimes two people start casually dating and everything is fine at first, but then one person starts developing stronger feelings than they expected. They start to really like the other person. They've caught feelings.
Exactly. Here are some example sentences for you. I was just trying to keep it casual, but I think I'm catching feelings for him. Or, she caught feelings even though they both agreed to keep things casual. And you can also use it as a warning or a concern. I don't want to catch feelings if he's not looking for anything serious.
Absolutely. And let me add one more phrase that's very common in casual dating conversations. No strings attached. This means there are no commitments, no obligations, no emotional expectations. Just two people enjoying each other's company with no pressure for it to become something more.
Yes, no strings attached. You'll hear this a lot, like they decided to date with no strings attached. The image is like strings being ties that connect you or hold you to something. If there are no strings, you're free. There's no obligation or emotional tie.
Exactly. And there's one more phrase I want to squeeze in here, talking to someone. In modern American English slang, talking to someone doesn't just mean having a conversation. It means you're in the early stages of getting to know someone romantically. You're texting, maybe going on dates, but it's not official yet.
Oh, yes, that's such a good one. Like if someone asks, "Are you seeing anyone?" and you're in that early stage, you might say, "I'm talking to someone right now, but it's nothing serious yet." That's exactly where casual dating begins, the talking stage.
Perfect. Okay, I think we've covered so much incredible vocabulary today. Let's do our final vocabulary recap before we wrap up, because I want to make sure everyone walks away from this episode feeling totally confident with these words.
Yes, recap time. Let's go through all of today's key words and phrases, one by one. First, ghosting. To ghost someone means to suddenly stop all communication without any explanation. She ghosted him after their third date. You can also say, "I got ghosted," if it happened to you.
Exclusive dating. This means two people have agreed to only date each other. They are not seeing anyone else. Related phrases include, we made it official, we're official, and we're exclusive. These all mean the couple is now in a committed relationship.
Then there's DTR, define the relationship. This is the important conversation where two people discuss what they mean to each other and what kind of relationship they want. We need to have the DTR talk, or simply, it's time to DTR.
Casual dating is when two people date in a relaxed, non-committal way, with no pressure to become serious. Key phrases here include keeping it casual, meaning not getting too serious. On the same page, meaning both people share the same expectations. Catching feelings, unexpectedly developing romantic feelings for someone. No strings attached, no commitments or emotional obligations. And talking to someone, being in that early romantic stage before things become official. Wow, we covered a lot today. I'm so proud of our listeners for sticking with us through this whole episode, and I hope all of these words feel much more natural and clear to you now. The best way to remember them is to try using them yourself. You can practice by writing sentences or even just thinking about situations where you might use these phrases.
Yes, practice makes perfect, and language learning is all about taking what you learn and making it your own. So try saying these phrases out loud, use them with a friend or a language partner, and before you know it, they'll just roll right off your tongue like a native speaker.
And hey, if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who's learning English too. The more, the merrier. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. We drop new episodes every week with fresh vocabulary, real conversations, and lots of fun. All right, I think that's all for today's episode of the All Speak. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Eden.
And I'm Gabby. And remember, Every word you learn is one step closer to fluency. So keep speaking, keep learning, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Speak up, speak out, and we'll see you next time on the All Speak.